we're talking about culture as we get ready for Christmas, and the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture has started something that is new and exciting. And you are coordinating this, Novia.
Yes, I'm kind of right in there, holding the bull by the reins, or the reindeer by the reins.
The reindeer, you're not gonna have reindeers.
No. We're gonna have probably a horse and a carriage, you know. Santa Claus, the Jumbe Santa gotta be beaming, man.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna reindeer slippy.
Horse and carriage.
Yes.
And Mrs. Claus dressed up in androsia. I got to see that.
I mean, there's just some androsia
I
on
have
it.
to,
The
I have
green.
to see that.
Yes.
Yes. This is Mrs. Claus from the North Pole in androsia.
She's on vacation. She's
On vacation.
Yes.
Very good. You're going to be giving out some toys.
I'm going to be reading.
She's gonna be reading.
And giving.
Just reading. Man, Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, we may figure out something.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's next
can't give
week.
away all the secrets, man.
Yeah, okay.
Tell them come.
Okay,
Yes.
let's show up.
Yes,
Yeah.
come.
You know, since you're talking about exhibiting craft, I believe that you would have a whole lot of Bahamians who are looking for Christmas gifts.
Most definitely. Our PS said that. She said, you know, this is a good time for persons to come out and look for Christmas gifts, and I totally agree. I know they had the jollification a couple of weeks ago.
That's right.
And a lot of persons use that time to look for gifts.
Right.
And so we're hoping that persons would come and do the exact same thing this time.
Yes.
And it's so nice, you know, they always say to support Bahamian, shop Bahamian and
Yes.
everything. But really, for me, those Bahamian things are my favorite things.
Yeah.
That's what I love to get.
And they're unique.
Yeah, and my home is designed that way. Everything's designed that way. Yeah, so it's the best gift.
Very good. So you should have some Bahamian jewelry, conch shell jewelry.
Yes,
and
most definitely.
nice.
There's a lady that I spoke to. She designed things out of wire and coconut.
Okay.
Like I said, the sea glass before, and they use the conch and the conch pearl. Persons have been very innovative with conch shells because, you know, it's a very hard substance. But I know they teach classes at BTVI, teaching persons how to you make craft using the conch shell. And I think that's great because here we are using something that's there, it's free, it's available, and you can recycle it. So I'm pretty excited to see that.
Yeah, I love that. That's one thing that I always appreciated. Actually, my father was doing that in his home with conch shells. Everything, the walls were conch shells.
Wow.
The faucet was a conch shell. It came out of a conch. It was so beautiful. And the lights, and you just put a light in the conch shell and had it on the walls. And you could do so many things with what we have available here.
Yes.
Driftwood is another,
Yes.
or any.
Definitely.
Yeah, like the casuarina tree turned upside down. Could be a table or.
Yes. You have a lot of creative people
Persons,
around.
yes, most definitely.
And this is a time for people who are creatives in the country to show their wares, their goods.
Yes,
eh?
and that's why I keep saying, you know, if you hear us speaking or see me on Facebook or whatnot, and even not only for this event, but because I work in the Department of Culture, there are always things that are coming up. There's always opportunities to go and expose Bahamians and expose things that are uniquely Bahamian to the rest of the world. For instance, next year, Carafest is coming up. And Carafest is basically the Caribbean states and a festival of arts, and that's what it is. And what it is this is the time to expose things that are original to your country, expose the music, the dance, the art, everything to the rest of the Caribbean. And we found that the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, they're now interested in looking at the Caribbean and looking to see those things cultural that we have coming out of each country. So now it's our time to try and support and encourage those persons who have these unique gifts and talents, and you have no idea where it could go.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so those persons out there, you may think that your idea is little and it's, you know, nothing or it's in its beginning stages. You have no idea where it can lead to.
Yeah. You know, over the years, I've collected masks.
Okay.
And my friends, when they travel around the world,
They'd always pick up something and bring for you.
bring a
Yes,
mask.
yes, yes.
And so I have a couple hundred masks
Wow.
from all over the world.
Right, right.
But I have difficulty finding Bahamian masks.
Understood. I have one, my mind comes to,
Yes,
that comes to my mind, that was made by Miss Anastasia Charlo.
yes.
And I asked Anastasia about it, as a matter of fact, and she said she made one batch and she never made any more. She used to make, I don't know if you've ever seen a selection called Little People.
Yes. I've seen some of her stuff.
And she used
she's
to
very
do
good.
acrylic, androsia, and wire.
She's very good.
Yes, but she hasn't made any in a long time.
Yeah.
And I keep saying to her, you can't be discouraged, you know, because somebody here may not recognize what it is that you're doing, but you never know who's looking.
Yes.
And now you're just saying that. I have one of her masks, and you know what she said to me when I mentioned it to her? Keep that because I've never made any more.
Is that it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, people really appreciate it. Even when I was a child, I used to bring my friends from away just a goombay punch, you know, to the
Yes.
drink,
Yes.
right? And I was really young when I was doing this, and now I'm in my 40s. My friends still have. No, but they still have from that time the goombay punch can.
Wow.
They've carried it around all these years. They have it up on their
Right,
shelf, the
right.
the empty goombay punch can. So it is really, you know, unique,
Yes,
and people do
yes,
really appreciate
yes.
things.
You'd be surprised to know what people collect. You know?
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely.
And so there are opportunities abound for young people
Yes.
to be
Yes.
creative,
Yes.
you know, and given the kind of economy that we have based on tourism,
Yes.
a whole lot of visitors are looking for
Things that are unique.
unique and indigenous to the Bahamas.
You know, Mr. Jones, I traveled to Dubai recently.
Oh,
and
you were one of those
person-
people in
yes.
Dubai. I thought I saw your photograph. You enjoyed your trip?
Man, don't talk it, man. Yes, I did. I had a wonderful time.
Okay, all right.
And while we were going through the market, you know, they came to you and said, I have Gucci, I have this, I have that. And I said, I don't want that. I want something from Dubai.
Right.
Yes.
Show me what you have here. Show me what you have here.
Yes.
And it's the same thing that I tell people. When they come to the Bahamas, people don't want to see no Gucci and Fendi. You can buy that anywhere.
Right.
You know, they want to see what it is that we have here. You know, and so they walk away and they take a bit of the culture back. And
Yes.
say, I got this when I was in the Bahamas in 1971. I got this when I was in the Bahamas. And so that's what we want to encourage with people coming to this festival. Find something that's unique and say, you know, look at what I got. And in very many instances, when you go to places like this, you find that a lot of the artisans, they make one of a kind. You know,
Yes.
they make one of a kind because it's not mass produced. It's
Yeah.
produced literally from their hands, and so it's one of a kind.
Yeah,
You know, there was a time when all of the straw vendors that we have in the Bahamas did
Yeah.
Bahamian bags and whatever. They made a whole lot of, a range of things out of straw.
Yes, yes,
Right?
yes,
Now,
yes.
in the straw market today, we have some people still doing it.
Some people.
Some people still sewing bags
And the
caps
raffia,
and hats
yes, yes.
And designing things out of the raffia.
Yes, yes.
You know what that is?
I do. Not that I was directly involved, but I can remember when I was teaching at LW Young, very many of my students always went to the marketplace first for either their grandmothers or their aunts, and they would open the stalls. And if cruise ships came in very early, they caught the first, you know, influx of tourists, and then they came to school.
Yes.
And they would tell you, you know, Miss Pierre, I had to go to the market and I had to open until my grandmother came, and then I came to school.
Yeah.
So you're
You know,
very
with the
right.
raffia, they designed the flowers on the bags.
Yes,
and
using
put the
using
names.
shells.
Yes.
They would put in names. They would put in all sorts of things. Now you go and you see they have Dora and all that stuff that they just print on the bag, and yeah.
So I hope that at this cultural village, we would see some Bahamian straw work.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Traditional, and the ones that persons are doing new things like burning the straw and coloring the straw. They're using straw as well as fabric and as well as leather. So they have some bags that you can find of variation on a theme, I call it, as we call it in music. So variation on a theme. So most definitely they will find straw work in all those different creations.
I have a friend that's putting the straw in shoes. So it's so nice. Yeah,
Yes.
you could give him a tennis shoe.
In shoes?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you could give him
And
your
sandals.
tennis shoe, and he'll add the straw to the shoe and make it for you. It
And
looks really
heels,
good.
regular shoes, sneakers, and
And
sandals.
he does the whole matching thing: the shoes with the bag, with the, so you could coordinate it all.
That is interesting.
And ambrosia fabric in that, everything. It looks
Yes.
really good.
That is interesting. Putting ambrosia fabric on tennis shoes.
Yes.
And that's the lining, and then the straw.
Very good. I tell you, man, people are very creative these days, and that is what you need to develop a light industry
Yes.
in the Bahamas.
Yes. Help us to become self-sufficient. Yes, and supporting ourselves, most definitely.
Yes, and there are young people who are looking for ideas, and perhaps this is an opportunity,
Yes.
even if they're not displaying their own goods, to go and
Right.
see what other
What
people
is
are
out
doing.
there, yes, and to get ideas and become encouraged to do their own thing. I totally agree.
To release the
Yes.
entrepreneurial spirit.
Speak it, Brother Joe.
Yes. And get creative
Yes.
and make some things happen.
Yes.
Because a whole lot of people are just looking for a job, and there are so many things that they can do with their hands.
Yes. Yes,
know,
and
Make Bahamian earrings and all these things.
you got it. You got it. You know, not expecting people to put something in your hand and not expecting it to be easy, because when you're creative, of course, it means that you have to put in that extra commitment and discipline yourself a little bit more to do what it is you have to do.
It does bring a high level of discipline.
Yes.
Because I find that the things that I do, it causes me to focus.
Yes.
And, cause the creative juices to flow, you know? And I am happy to see so many young people involved in art in diverse ways, not only in painting, but all sorts of things, as you mentioned.
Of course. There's a young man out there who's doing socks.
Socks.
He's putting himself into design in socks. You know, they have a exhibition that's opening at the National Arts Gallery on the 13th, and it's going to display work of all these young artists from around the country, and it's going to be a national exhibition, and you're going to see so many different things and so many different mediums. And like you say, not only paintings, but socks.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Everybody in the world wears socks.
Yes.
So there's so much potential for that. So like you say, just to be you never know, somebody coming out may see something and just be encouraged to do their own thing.
That's it. It's inspiring to be around it.
Yes.
And see what other people are doing, and you
Yes.
can do it yourself.
Yes.
And that's one thing. And when we talk about junk canoe, with my experience in junk canoe, when I was invited into the shack, and my children and I were getting hands-on and actually learning how to be building the costumes and tricking the costumes and pasting the costumes, and then be around everything like that. Now I have seen that their projects, their school projects, somebody else that hadn't been in junk canoe would turn in something, and then theirs is always tricked out and done. It's completely like, it just raises the level, and they do it instinctively. It's just because
culturalized.
Yeah, they learned it. And it's so easy because you think. A lot of people wouldn't think about adding a hot glue gun and adding wire, adding this and that. You wouldn't even think about it. And to them, it's like second nature to do it now, in a way. So when you're around and exposed to these things, you don't even know what you're getting. I've always been so impressed with how many Bahamians are really great at music, because these bands in the schools or everything, or people playing in junk canoe is incredible. Like, I don't really see this in a lot of places.
Yes.
It's very unique to here, actually.
Well, we're going to be there to hear you sing.
All right, December 15th,
Yes.
12 to 7.
She's one of the
there.
greatest entertainers we have.
Oh,
in the
wow. Thank you.
So we watch you on television from time to time. So a whole lot of people are going to be there to just watch you sing, and you're going to do some Christmas melodies.
Well, I'm going to do something.
Okay.
Very good, very good. So that's the 15th of December.
Yes.
University Drive.
University Drive, right in front of the building on the lawn. They're going to hear the noise and see the lights.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. Well, we wish you well, and I'm sure it's going to be well supported.
I want them to come.
Yeah.
Build it and they will come.
That's right.
Because the other event that you mentioned earlier, Jollification,
Yes.
is always well
Oh, yeah.
attended.
Oh, yes.
So this
It
is
really
just
is.
this is just another Jollification.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes,
Very
most
good,
definitely.
Very good. With some free stuff.
But you got it. Free stuff, free.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Good.
Thank you.
Bianca, it's always good to see you. And we're going to do some special stuff for Christmas, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay. Next week we are going to have a very special program as well. And so we are happy that Bianca organizes these wonderful guests always. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Good evening.